I would actually stick with LILGUN. I think they managed to get the draft that they enjoy playing. This is a draft they execute on really well. The mid matchup of Carl is not the easiest, and I can see LILGUN applying that pressure to secure the water runes, the power runes for Sanctity to slow down that storm.
Still, bot lane, looks like Zephyr's going to be in a bit of danger now as Ace 12 and the Wolves will chase him down. And with that Wolves movement speed, they might just have him, but Zephyr, he's going to salve up. He'll pick up a water rune for himself. Still, the Wolves will chase with the stroke of fate to follow up. Zephyr is still trying to get towards that mid-tier 1 tower. Carl even not really helping out Zephyr, just leaving him to deal with this all alone. And Zephyr's going to die. 4-2-3 to take the kill. Carl, he's still dealing with Sanctity right now, but...
And he's just going to be able to get his rotations and get the kills he needs for the team.
Ace 12. It's gonna be fine. Zephyr, Carl, they're gonna zip it. They want the big one. They want that Lycan kill. So 4-2-3. He's gonna try to run, and he's actually quite tanky. He survived for now, but Zephyr is going right in for the chase and does secure the kill. The Sanctity now is gonna try and trade by killing off Cuckoo. It's still gonna be very worthwhile here for T1, regardless of whether they get this Beastmaster or not. And in the end, Ace 12 will be able to take it anyway on the Grimstroke, but...
Just want to get that initial build-up, and I think so far we're not seeing, again, the early plays from LILGUN with just this item up. They will try to make something happen now, though.
Now they will. Meteor Hammer, though, going to be cancelled off as Carl does make the jump in and needs to zip right back out. Whitemon's going to back. In fact, in the meantime, Gabby drops to 11. A solo kill here from the Spirit Breaker. You are probably going to find the whole side of T1 around that area right now, but... Well, LILGUN, they're not going to make their way over yet. Instead, maybe mid lane, they're going to find Carl. Have they timed it perfectly? Yeah, they have. Mortimer's Kisses to follow with the silence, and Carl showing into the mid lane by himself is going to get punished immediately by LILGUN.
Just hanging in the tree line, outside vision, getting the kill. T1, though, rotating in with that smoke after the T1 fell bot.
You want something more than Ace 12, though, but the Soulbind is going to fly in already. It's not a great start, but T1 is the Inkswell.
Oh,
it does land on 3 targets, and now the just blow-up comes in. Meteor Hammer to drop. They've got the lockdown, and Zephyr's going to be the 3rd. What an Inkswell with the Lycan Wolf out from LILGUN.
Your heroes just don't have that same presence in these big fights unless they're looking for solo pickoffs, and if they are, they need to get something bigger. So tier 2 faults, outposts can be taken, but they're just going to focus on the objectives on LILGUN. They've got this massive push that can come out early. They know Aurora's down, they know Exo is down with the respawn. Defensive tools for T1's gone.
Gabby, he's going to go down again to 11 by himself. In fact, Gabby is going to show for a second, but is not within vision. Pings are out, though. We saw him for a second, but not enough time for them to really make the jump in. In the meantime, down at bot lane, they have found Sanctity, and that'll be a very nice pick off for T1 if they can secure it. But Sanctity, he's still fighting back, and he does have that Aegis up. As now 4-2-3 is going to try and catch somebody out to take someone down, but both TP in time. LILGUN, they've got to be very careful about these small maneuvers T1's making. Could cause a comeback here for the Dire.
Yeah, and they're starting to use some of those hawk visions out from Cuckoo really well. Some good information for them to play with. They're going to go for the smoke play now. They've got Roar, they've got Exo, they can make a play here.
They're trying on a Gabby. Gabby, he'll go for the Strength Morph again, but he's dropping so low and he just can't survive through it. Meanwhile, 4-2-3, he got jumped, but they can't finish him off in time. Roar's going to be there. They are still trying and will eventually get him, but now 11. A 3-man charge through on the hammer. It's going to be dropped by Sanctity. Onto Zephyr they go. That'll be the 4th to drop as Carl. He is the only survivor left. 4T1. But they might just be able to take this one for free as T1 either don't know this is happening or don't feel confident enough to try and fight into it. So 11's going to take the shard away.
But it's also tough for the Lincoln sub. And it turns out T1 can go for the smoke play with that BKB on Gabby up.
T1 going to move in. Carl, who are we going to find first? Sanctity around, that'd be the target you want to go on, but he has an Aegis and BKB available, so it's not going to be an easy target to try and burst down. So instead, they'll go on to Ace 12, release Gabby will. In the meantime, though, Carl, he got caught out. Sanctity's going to take him down, and somehow Ace 12 has made his own way out, and now the Nether Strike. It's coming onto Gabby. He has forced the waveform away. He knows he can't fight right now. Even the Astral is there on Whitemon. They'll find a second. And Ace 12, I mean, they chased him down for a very long time.
Does manage to dodge out, no charge coming through, so he's going to be safe. And for a T1, this is where it really gets on the line. They have to prevent any sort of moves onto the high ground.
I was going to try and go into 4-2-3. Double damage is there, Carl. He'll go for the Vortex to try and steal that away as he does bottle it up. 4-2-3 is still alive, but eventually is going to drop, and he does. So the charge in 11 will try and get the Storm Spirit once again, and the bash comes through. Oh, he gets the perfect time bash. His Meteor Hammer will be there, but the Fire Blast is going to put a cancel to that as Cuckoo is going to try and fly back along with Gabby. Charges out though, Cuckoo. He will drop Gabby. He'll morph and try to charge back the other way onto the supports, but Gabby's going to try and man-fight Sanctity now. There's your Aegis gone. Gabby, he's got that Linken's broken. Meanwhile, Zephyr, BKB TP, but the charge is there. Great charge out from 11. That'll be Zephyr. He'll be the third to fall for T1. And I guess on the bright side, they do at least get the kill onto the LILGUN. But that's about all they get here for T1.
In a good position for that, though. LILGUN do not have vision in that top jungle, so going in from here could be a good angle.
Certainly could be. Sanctity, he is showing. Meteor Hammer going to be there. Whitemon, though, is in with the Fire Blast. The charge is out. 11 trying to protect Sanctity. He is already gone. A great start for T1. 4-2-3, though, still wants to fight. Gabby is having free reign, however, on this Morphling. They do take down S12, and now they've got the LILGUN. 4-2-3 is going to try to back as Whitemon will finally die. But 4-2-3 cannot help in any of this. He just needs to get out. They will keep trying to chase down more. Nobody's holding it. Never mind. No Fey Grenade for anyone here for LILGUN. It's like 11 can't resist the Spider Legs, of course. It is a Spirit Breaker after all. How could you? Might be a fight to break out, though. Whitemon is going to move in. Fire Blast is out onto Kishka. Zip it from Carl. Sanctity, though, is there with the Astral to save as now the Soulbind is committed onto T1. It's a lot of damage already flying out. Whitemon's gone. Where's 11, though? He hasn't charged quite yet. He's still being very patient as Zephyr is just trying to survive. With the BKB up, he will just try and retreat and back his way out. The T1, they are sticking around, but it's still very dangerous when you don't know where the Spirit Breaker is, and Cuckoo is finally going to get caught out now by 11. Even with the Linken Sphere, they just don't care. They will take him out, no issue, as Gabby has his Linken's broken. Another bashes will fly through. He's going to run while the BKB is still going because they have to sight the Vice out. Gabby is going to wait for back towards the base, but is still in big danger. Bashes are flying at 11. How lucky can you get? It's a 2 bash out, and that'll be enough, Gabby. He is going to drop to the Spirit Breaker, and it's onto the tier 3 top tower.
And that's big. We were talking about all of these fights being away from the towers. LILGUN rectify that now, just run up to the high ground, take the objectives they need to deal with Roche. They are sending out the Hawk. It's going to be a bit too late here, Mike.
If he has those double Sanity's Eclipse, could be very, very scary. It's just so much damage as Carl. Feeling confident with the Linkens to jump in. Still, they have found the Grimstroke, but Whitemon, he's the actual target. Sanctity will just chase him down and just claim a very easy kill onto the Ogre.
You're going to have to use the creep wave up top to break that backdoor defense, and they will. Into the high ground they go. Towers just melt with the output right now from 4-2-3. Smoke from T1, though. They could find a good angle to break the fight off. They could get the start.
They have thrown everything at the LILGUN, but the Sanity is rather Eclipse is there, and now the Soulbind into... Oh, actually, Sanctity is gone. Linken's broken on Gabby, but they're not going to fight back as the charge will go through onto Carl. They've got Ace-12 down to boot. Still, Gabby has been controlled now. The side, the Vice out onto Carl. They really want the Storm Sprint, and they've got him. Double hammer drop, and now the kisses out. Gabby is forced to go back to the fountain as Kishka is still going in onto Zephyr. There's your charge out. 11's got another kill for himself. Can they keep going? It seems like they should be able to. They are slowly being chipped away at, though, as 11 is dropping low now. Keep in mind, he does have the cheese up. We'll go through the reset. Still dropping low to Gabby's damage up, but Kishka has jumped in. Still Gabby now. Hex is out. They do Fire Blast up Sanctity, but he's still looking for the man fight as Carl does move back in. They've got the OD down. They've got Kishka down, and it does seem like LILGUN have gone too far this time around.
I think that's going to be enough for LILGUN to still stay confident here. It is going to be a bit tough without the security of an Aegis onto the high ground. We are still seeing T1 find some good fights, and we've got to be cautious about bleeding out more here while the respawns are coming in.
Yeah, Ace-12 going to be targeted as the Aeon Disc is going to be popped with Gabby. He wants more than that. Ace-12 still in big trouble. Does break the Linkens, but is going to drop as now the charge is coming through. Gabby going to be targeted. He has help around, but the buybacks are going to fly in. Still Gabby. He'll waveform out of there and does morph into the breaker form. Not going to get out, but the charge, it does connect into the cookie now. Gabby, he's going to get swallowed up, and he is gone. Oh, he's got no buyback either. And they found Whitemon. Make it 3. They've got Cuckoo. They have got the Beastmaster. At 3 for nothing. And I think that'll be the Mega Creeps to come out now for LILGUN.
That should be it. 11 not done. Find Zephyr.
Certainly not done yet. Zephyr, BKB's up. Will abuse the spider legs, but so will 11. And there's your charge away. Immediate buyback from Whitemon, but it's a 2v5 scenario. He has bought a little bit of time without a creep wave here, but it won't matter because the creep wave in the mid lane is already in the base of the Dire, so Carl has to fight. He'll try to go onto the Grimstroke, but it's all by himself as Carl does have his link broken and is forced to just back to the fountain. Onto the tier 4s we go. Another charge out onto Whitemon into the fountain. But they're onto the tier 4 towers now. LILGUN just looking so strong this game, number 1. T1, while they are still trying, when you've got these constant charges to come in from 11, it's kind of impossible to try for the defense. They kill off Ace 12, but it means nothing. GG's called. T1 will drop game number 1. And LILGUN, well, like you said, John, with this draft, they were very confident and they make it look easy. Ooh, look at that. They're going to go down the Husker route. Fair. All right, LILGUN, getting a little bit spicy here in this game number 2.
Ember has a lot of wave clear out for the Flame Guard. Carl can kind of try to clear that out with the higher levels in the Orb and Waning Rift. So it's not as simple as it is for Sanctity. It boils down to rune control. This matchup's all about bot control.
Bot lane, Kishka still trying to fight back, but should eventually drop to a first blood across the map. As Cuckoo goes down, they miss out on the bonus gold, and well, Kishka, he's still going on Whitemon. He will barely tie to Gabby in time. With a big loss for T1, it feels like. Now, 423's having a really good time up at top. I mean, I know it's across the map right now, John, but 423's having a completely free time as mid lane Carl is getting dived. Sanctity able to take a solo pick off onto the path. He charged Whitemon, he'll be there, but still holding a skill point. Could have gone for the glimpse, but chances are they wouldn't have really got the kill anyway. Sanctity going to be just fine, forcing three heroes to rotate to try and sort him out. Carl get a bit of damage off, but in the meantime they left Gabby alone. Gabby still alive, but the Shadow Poisons are starting to stack up, and one more should do the trick as Gabby is going to drop. Kishka able to take the kill. That's kind of what happens when you have 2 supports rotating to the mid lane. It'll be just fine. I mean, they can charge all they like, but it's not going to amount to much. Zephyr now is going to get caught. Ace 12 setting up. Sanctity should be able to set up for this kill, and it's going to be a nice easy one. Zephyr has no way out of there as Sanctity will use the Sleight of Fist to finish off the job. Meantime, I believe there is a bit of a dive down bot lane as Gabby will speed up for a second, but ultimately is going to be okay to back off as Whitemon will try to just force them back. 11 taking a substantial amount of damage. As Carl's rotated as well on the puck, and they're going to be able to find another Mars kill. So Carl making the rotation work this time, and they might even keep going. They still have the Dream Coil up, so Kishka is still a bit of a sitting duck, and Carl will see him now. Kishka will cop the coil. While this is happening though, Cuckoo does drop top lane to 4-2-3 once again, but at least Carl will find a double across the map.
This should allow Carl to maybe look for another play with the Invis. Maybe look to rotate top, find a kill on that Husker, or just make a move onto the Ember if they want. But the loss of rune control here for LILGUN is painful.
Cuckoo's having a very rough time top lane, John. I mean, at this point, you question whether he should even go back. Scan is out. Whitemon, you'll know where 4-2-3 is. Dream Coil's there. They're going to try into the Husker with the Static Storm out. This time it'll be harder to just really armor toggle out of this. He is still trying though, but does not make it. A nice attempt from 4-2-3 as they are at least going to try and catch out Whitemon and punish. Glimpse away on to Sanctity, but he's going to be fine to Remnant back in. They do get the Disruptor, but can they find Carl? They've got the Fiend's Grip. Carl would really prefer not to die right now. Still Waning Rift down towards the south. It does orb away. T1, they'll happily take it out. It's a little bit of a group up from 4-2-3 and Ace 12, but can they really try and defend this? I mean, if you can get a Fiend's Rip on Carl, it could be a nice setup, but it feels like they've got plenty of ways to cancel this off as now the charge is going to fly through. They've got the Static Storm with the Glimpse back onto the Husker. It's going to be a great setup. 4-2-3 is going to be trying to force to just fight back, but he can't do it right now as there's just too much control. T1, they can go for the second onto Ace 12, and they clean up. The problem is with this Husker, John, you get caught in that static storm. It's just too hard to armor toggle. As they'll go on to 11 now, the Dream Coil committed, they'll have the setup. 11 will try to run. They've got that Witch's Blade slow, and they'll have plenty of damage from Carl to secure the kill. Mid lane, however, Zephyr has been caught by Sanctity, but it's still a very worthwhile trade here for T1. They'll be happy with that. Nothing to stop them. No steal attempts either. Seems like a decent win here for LILGUN.
But we'll see what happens when BKBs fly out. Again, it's a lot of patience from LILGUN and T1, but the BKB timing of LILGUN just feels a lot bigger. T1 will go for a smoke play though. Maybe want to reveal that Scotty and get a nice kill for themselves. 11, gonna break the smoke, but that's a great target for T1 to try and focus down. So they'll even commit the primal split just to make sure. In the meantime, who's dying? They got Carl on a Fiend's Grip. The charge is there in time, however. Carl might make it out just in the nick of time and does blink away into the orb. But the chase is on from Sanctity, but it's too late. He is too late. They will even take down Ace 12. And the only thing LILGUN do get was Zephyr. So close to getting that puck, but they just did not have the follow-up damage. In they go back into that triangle. T1 may not know about this, though Whitemon is prepped to try and break the smoke, but no, they're up. Nobody's broken the smoke, so LILGUN, they might be able to make the jump in, but where's the blinker? 11, who are we going after, sir? They don't seem to have the information yet as Zephyr. He's going to get jumped here by 423, but Gabby, he can get right to work. Ace 12 is already gone on the Bane. Now Static Storm being dropped perfectly from Whitemon in the arena, not allowing the spear combination out from 11. Does that allow Gabby to relocate, find a better position for himself, but they've still got to find a way to try and do with 423 on this Husker, and now they can, as 423, he cannot deal with this Hive Scotty at the moment. He is gone. Ace 12's trying to Fiend's Grip up somebody, but Carl's going to be just fine, as 423 is still just trying to fight back with the armlet, but can he really keep it going? Kishka going to give all the HP back to Gabby as they do end up getting 423 in the end. There's your spear out now from 11, but it's not going to be enough. You don't have the damage any longer as they can just clear out the side of LILGUN. So Ace 12 is still trying to move forward along with Sanctity and try to find this TB kill. Instead, they're going to have to try and go after Whitemon, but Carl's going to move back in on the puck. Problem is they are not going to be able to help, so it looked like a terrible fight for LILGUN, but it seems like with the buybacks, they still managed to turn it back around. It's not the safest though. They are scouting out new Lucians in T1, and they're in position to fight back on this Roche.
Roshan dropping low. Sanctity going to try and zone them out, but Roshan is still going, and they've got the Cyclone out onto 423. Bit of an awkward fight here for LILGUN. We'll see if they can still take it. 423, he's trying with the BKB. He's got the Aegis up. Gabby now, he's going to man fight in the melee form onto the Husker. Though 423 still okay, still able to fight back. He's got the Aegis up, but now your Metamorphosis available. In the meantime, Carl, he takes down 11, and they've got the Aegis gone from this Husker. And I think that might be enough for T1. Even if they pop the meta, they might call it that though. Never mind, they want more. They'll get Ace 12 down. They found Kishka on the Shadow Demon. Oh, they've even got 423 as Cuckoo will try to help out Gabby. The Sunder will be there. The reset. 423 though, he is still fighting back. With all these disarms out, Gabby could not fight back against the Husker as Zephyr. He will finally take care of 423. And it does still seem to be a win for T1. But these disarms, John, they are causing problems. Top lane, Kishka. He'll be around to defend. Not the easiest defense, but when you're behind the T2 tower, you can just hide forever as Carl. Oh boy, he's going to get caught out. Fiend's Grip will be there, and 423 may have just enough time, and he will. Carl is going to drop. They tried to help him out with the charge out, though they might still be able to get 423 now. Static Storm has been dropped, but he got the BKB in time, so he should be able to turn back in onto Gabby, and he'll try to do so with the disarm out. Yes. Gabby is just standing there. He has the Sunder. He'll throw it out back in onto the Mars, and they've got 423. They have got 423 down. Whitemon to drop. Sanctity's becoming a problem though as he's cleaning up now. He's got a godlike spree and he's onto Gabby. He wants the big target. He wants the TB and he's going to get him. Cuckoo's left to try and fight back for his team as he will at least get Ace 12, but he is running out of time to back himself out. He'll be okay to do so.
LILGUN in a smoke now. Minute 20 till the next rush. If they time this right and it's a fast respawn, they could win big, but T1's also grouping up, Mike.
Yeah. Sanctity just holding that high ground. May get caught as the charge is there into the silence. This could be the first time he does finally go down, but no, Nightmare will buy a bit of time at the BKB. It does come off, so Sanctity, he can go for an escape and just retreat, trying to find a reset as 4-2-3 is still fighting within that arena. Who have they gone on though? In the backside, they got Fiend's Grip. Carl, he's been caught out on the puck and he's gone. Sanctity is still not tied. Just juking and jiving in the middle of this fight. And T1, they might just need to back now, as the chase has started. Cuckoo, he'll run one way, Gabby will run the other, but they've both been caught out. Gabby still trying to fight against 11, but it's not a fight he can win at the moment, as Whitemon, he'll drop to Sanctity. Gabby, well, he's running. 11 is still on the chase, however. It is going to land the Yules into the spear back. The buyback is out from Cuckoo, but is that really going to be able to help? I don't think it will, John. I think Gabby's gone without buyback. As Carl even brought back into this fight to boot, but they just can't help. Though Zephyr, he'll bulldoze right through two of them. And does get 11 in Kishka. And now Carl's going to try and at least snipe down this Bane. We'll keep going. Ace 12 trying to survive with that Shadow Amulet, but is eventually going to drop to the buybacks. They do pay off for T1. They find 3 with those buybacks. Ags is going to be very valuable here. The 3 charges of Purge and the Shadow Demon does seem kind of valuable to boot as Arena is dropped, but I suppose it's just going to block off the wave for T1. 4-2-3 will eventually take the Ags up for himself.
Still a lot of time left in that Aegis. A minute left. And they should make some good work happen in the high ground here for LILGUN.
You'd hope so. Still T1 getting prepared to try and defend as Carl slowly start chipping away at everyone. Another Primal Split committed. In the backside though, who have they got? Gabby going to be forced to be keeping up very early as he turns back in on 11. In the meantime, Zephyr trying to control up the backlines. They do take down Ace 12. Where's Gabby though? He's still just fighting 4-2-3, but he's surrounded. He might need some help, but he does pop that Silver Edge, and he is going to be able to get himself out now, as it does seem like T1 are so far in the lead for this team fight, as they get Kishka a second time, and now 4-2-3. He's just kind of being ignored here on this Husker, though he does make the jump in onto Cuckoo. Can he really keep this fight going? It does seem like he is going to try, and will be able to find the Brewmaster. That's a dieback on Cuckoo. So they're going to keep going up to that high ground once again. At least for that melee barracks. That'll be it. B1 going to move up to that high ground. Carl. Let's get a scan off. They're going to find 4-2-3. That's the massive target they'd love to take, but he's not that easy, John. He's baiting right now. 4-2-3 almost hoping for the fight to break out, and they do. They do move in, but the Nightmare is there to buy time. As the BKB is out, it's going to be a fight between 4-2-3 and Gabby, but Gabby right now is winning 4-2-3. He's gone. He is gone straight off the bat, but he's going to buy back into this team fight as Gabby's getting low now, but he has the Sunder available. Who are they aiming? It's going to be 11. Meanwhile, the supports are dropping slowly. Sanctity trying to get as much done as he possibly can. They've lost 11 on the Mars. They want Gabby on that Terrorblade. That's the big target on the side of T1, and they've got him. So the buyback, it does somewhat pay off for LILGUN, but they've got 2 buybacks on their end of things.
And remember, Whitemon also has his Ags slowly being formed up as well. For LILGUN, they will have that Spike Ritter Bane soon. 200 gold away from full Ags, no buyback anyway. Might go for it.
Zephyr, we chased. Purge is there. Kishka trying to help out as the BKB charge away. It's in slow motion at the moment, but it won't matter. Zephyr is going to make it. Oh, maybe he's not. Sanctity really wants to kill. Another Remnant forward. He is really trying for this one, and he's got it. Zephyr is not getting away today. Not from Sanctity, but is Sanctity going to have to pay for this? We've seen this before. LILGUN, they'll happily start the Roshan fight. That Ace 12 Aghanim Scepter, though, I agree, John, is going to cause some issues here in this fight, I think, if he does not get caught out, though. Whitemon, a nice static storm, but Sanctity immediately into the backside, wanting to find those supports. Meanwhile, 11 dropping quite low as Gabby, he's been caught out. There's your Fiend's Grip, they've caught the Terrorblade, but it is cancelled. Carl, he'll get the silence in time. Gabby, he is still going to keep fighting with the Mat Trap. Another spear, it does land. They've got Gabby down, but he'll commit the buyback. Still Aegis is on the deck, all the items are just laying there on the ground, but they will go all the way for the side of LILGUN as Ace 12 finally goes down now, but at the cost of what? More buybacks to come from T1. Is they going to try again? to fight back into this fight. Sanctity, he's been locked down this time, but 423 is there to help. But Sanctity will take his first death on the Ember. He finally gets taken down once. Gabby, though, he can't afford to be taken down a second time. That's for sure. As Sanctity back into the backside has found Zephyr on the supports, and now Gabby. That'll be a tieback on the Terror Blade, and that'll be the game probably going towards LILGUN, unless Carl can pull off some magic here on this puck. He'll get Kishka down. They're going to keep trying here, T1. But it's going to be a very, very difficult defense now, as you just don't have that pos 1. In fact, they've even found Cuckoo another time. That'll be the third die back here for T1. How do you defend this high ground jump? It will be. They even drop the arena to surround themselves, put the walls up to make sure Carl cannot intervene with their business as LILGUN want that Ancient down. Zephyr's going to buy out the axe. They're going to try again. Carl dropping 11 quite low, forcing out the BKB with another strike. They've almost got him down. Coil is there. It did not leash, so 11 is still going to be able to blink out. A charge is out, though. They do secure the killers. Now Ace 12. He'll go for the Nightmare, and the Fiend's Grip has called out Zephyr, but it will be cancelled to Sanctity. He'll jump in and take over. That'll be a dieback on the Spirit Breaker, though now they've got Whitemon back up, and he'll drop the Static Storm onto the Husker, but 423 could not give a crap. He'll just keep going for the Ancient.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where are the creeps?
Where are the creeps, though, John? Carl, once again, is split pushing and creep skipping, and he has delayed out the game at least for a little bit, but they're going through backdoor protection. Or are they? It's still kind of happening. The Ancient is going down just very, very slowly, but now with 423 attacking a little bit faster, that'll be it.
Oh my god.
LILGUN will take it. T1, they tried, John, but they just weren't good enough today.
No. LILGUN just played so well. They pull off that last pick Husker.